Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, I had the pleasure of going to lunch with one of my Kiwi New Zealand fans. This is a guy called Josh, early 30s, and he'd just taken delivery of a beautiful Rolex Datejust. It was a Datejust 41. It had the white gold bezel, the fluted bezel, and it also had the most beautiful Jubilee bracelet. And the thing I loved about it, it had the Azuru blue dial. It had Romans. And I gotta tell you, that was a very, very sexy watch. And Josh is a lovely guy. He very kindly took me out to quite an expensive lunch. He took me to George's Paragon. I had to bring the wife along, and he very graciously paid for our meals. And I got to tell you, he's a lovely, lovely guy. Young New Zealand guy. He's got 2 daughters. He's got a very beautiful Chinese wife. She's a professional. And I got to tell you, he's a really switched on guy. Nice guy. He loves his watches. And he said, you know, he doesn't mind buying expensive watches as long as he can get out if necessary. And you know, he sort of, you know, it's this hobby. I tell you what, young 30s guy, beautiful wife, one dog, one bone, 2 beautiful children. What more could you want? A couple watches, a nice house. Man, life it's winner chicken dinner. And I gotta say, he's a really switched on guy. You know, it's like all of us. It's a struggle. The hobby, when we've got a young family or a mortgage and, you know, your career to pursue, wristwatches, it's a damn expensive hobby. We had a lot in common. I got to tell you, the Datejust really was to die for. Had it on a Jubilee with it's got the new clasp, the adjustable clasp. It was a beautiful watch, absolutely beautiful. I was wearing my Milgauss. I was keen to just compare the two, because if I didn't have my Millie, I would have been very keen to have a blue dial watch that's in steel. So you think about it, what's a blue dial? You could go, say, the Yachtmaster. No, it's not really Yachtmaster with the platinum bezel. It's just not really my cup of tea. I think the Datejust, absolutely perfect proportions. Interesting with the 41, it is so much nicer, in my opinion, than the Datejust 2, which was a little bit of a chunky monkey. But the 41, I think the 36 is too small. I think that is too small in the Rolex genre. But his watch, absolutely beautiful. It felt like a quality watch. The new clasp, the bezel itself there, it was really, really pretty damn good there. Pretty damn good. He had an interesting, you know, it's always, you know, with watches, it's a hobby for men, you know. He also had an Explorer, I think he had the 39mm Explorer 1, which I gotta say, that's an amazing secondary piece. He had, what I found interesting was he had a ArchieLuxury moon phase, master control moon phase triple date, and he sold it. I mean, but, you know, the thing is, you can't be angry at the guy because he's just gone and got himself a beautiful Datejust. And I don't blame him. I think the Datejust, he got that new. I think the Datejust is a real stunner. I really do like the Datejust. He expressed a lot of interest. He said, "Oh, Arch, can you bring your Reverso Grand Date?" Which I did. I brought with me, and he really liked it. He's told me he's had a few JLCs in his life, and it's easy to see how you could be attracted to JLC. They are a great bang per buck. The danger is, if you're not careful, if you don't buy it cheap enough, you can lose money with JLC. That's the danger. I sort of said to him, if it was me, if I was looking for a JLC, if I was in your position, I'd possibly go the Tribute to 1931, the traditional two-hand. I love that watch. He really liked the Reverso Grand Date that I had, and I must admit, I think that is a beautiful watch. I think it really is a beautiful watch. It's interesting. He's you know, it's one of these things. He's a young man. I mean, young 30s. My God, I was starting again at. I had to start again at 33. I started again. So I know exactly what it can be like there. But I think he's in good stead. He's Rolex. He loves Rolex. He had an interesting Omega, which he inherited from his dad, which I think it was his grandfather's, and he's inherited that. That's a great piece to have there. I mean, my grandfather's watch, he had this shitty Sentinel, which is just a no-name piece of Swiss shit, really. Yeah, that's the watch. Unfortunately, I got from my grandfather a piece of shit Sentinel, which, yeah, take it as it comes. Yeah, it's very interesting to have some nice pieces. He's building a collection. I think his Datejust was amazing. I mean, I love my Milgauss. I do love the Millie because it's just a wind and wear. But I got to tell you, man, I think that Datejust, it just got the class because it's a fluted bezel, really beautiful. The Jubilee, I thought it really popped. I got to tell you, if I didn't have my Millie, I think I could go a blue dial Datejust. And my preference would be white gold fluted bezel with the Jubilee. Exactly the combo that he had. I thought that was a really gorgeous combination to have. He's got a 39mm Explorer 1, which I think, hey, man, he's hit the jackpot on that one. That is done extremely well. He's hit the jackpot on that one. Very valuable piece. No questions about that. That's a beautiful, have a 39mm because they discontinued the 39mm. Fantastic piece to have. I reckon that's a nice two-piece Explorer 1, 39, and a Datejust. He's got the Omega. You know, he also had great love for the Speedmaster, and he said he had sold it, but look, I get it. You know, 32-year-old guy, young family. Interestingly enough, his wife had a two-tone diamond dial Constellation, which my wife's got a steel one. She's got 2 constellations. And I said, man, that's just perfect. Quartz Omega for a lady is just superb. They're a beautiful watch. Absolutely beautiful watch. And he agreed with me there. So I got to say, it was a really nice young guy. He's a professional. He's a winner chicken dinner. This is not a... He's a winner, this guy. Josh is his name. And what a lovely guy. Just a lovely gentleman. Loves to talk watches. Man, what a great little collection he's got there. I got to tell you, I loved the... absolutely loved the talk with him. It's one of these things, when you got expensive bits, you got to sell pieces to buy other pieces. That's just how the hobby goes. But man, I got to tell you, that Datejust, I wouldn't sell the Explorer one, and I would not sell, we can't sell his grandfather's Omega, but he also can't, I would not sell that Datejust. I think that Datejust, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. Do I think it's better than the Milgauss? Oh, what do I think? It probably, I mean, I love the Milgauss because of simplicity. Like, it's a no date, just a wind and wear, which I love because that's what this watch fits in my genre, because I got the Sub and I got the Explorer 2. But I think it's probably nicer. It's nicer because this has the GV, the green tinge, which I don't actually like. I don't actually like the green tinge. I think the blue on the Datejust, it's the Azuo blue. I think it looks cooler with the Romans. Yeah, I think it's to be honest with you, I think it is nicer than my Millie. Okay, there you go. I've said it. I think it is nicer. Great watch. It's great to see his collection. Great guy. He's trying to tee me up to come to New Zealand Red Bar. Man, I'd love to come to New Zealand Red Bar. Yes, New Zealand. I actually like New Zealand. Contrary to my TV appearance, which, hey, man, any country that gets me on the TV morning show, man, I love it. I love it to death. So, guys, I will see you in the next one, guys. Love yous to death. Guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Don't be afraid to take me to lunch, guys. You want to buy me a meal? You want to buy me a combo meal deal? If I can bring the wife along, man, I'm happy to go because it gets me in the good books. See, I didn't have to fork out for lunch for her, and she's over the moon. So we've got a good combo quality meal, and I can chat to my fans. Man, if you guys, any of you guys coming to Brisbane, I'm available. Just email me at ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Hi guys, Archie Luxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 US for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 US paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, Archie Luxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Patek's came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.